Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Krystal. Hi. Okay, so I kind of wanted to start doing something a little different. Don't worry, Monday and Friday videos will still be there. We will still talk about makeup, beauty, clothing hauls, all that jazz. Don't worry, they're not going anywhere, but I wanted to add a little something else. I like to talk. To be honest, I do. I just like to talk and I like to chit chat, and sometimes I know you guys aren't actually talking back, but it kind of feels like, we're having a conversation. So I wanted to start a new little series here on my channel, and I'm going to be calling it Chit Chat Tuesdays, and I'm going to pick a topic. I'm going to chat about it, and then I want you guys to carry on the conversation in the comments down below. And if you have any topics that you want, to be covered in a Chit Chat Tuesdays video, then please leave those in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's bust right in to the very first little episode in the series. We're going to talk about hookup horror stories. Okay, so before you go, I want you to put down in the comments your most epic hookup horror story. Okay, that's what I want. So, okay, I am going to I'm going to share some of my own, and we're going to talk about them, and we're just going to chit chat, and that's it. Grab a drink, grab some wine, grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever, pick your poison, guys, and let's get started. Okay, so I think it's pretty safe to say, whether you're male or female, you've had at least one hookup. At least one. And when I'm saying hookup, I'm talking about like you're not dating them. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and we're not necessarily talking about going all the way. We're talking about, any of the bases. Any of the bases. You might have maybe made out a little bit. Maybe it was a little more than that. Maybe you went all the way around the baseball diamond a couple of times. I don't know. But that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I will link it up here. I do have one story. I don't know. Well, I guess you could call it a hookup horror story as well, about my date stealing my purse and leaving me stranded at his house. I will put it up here so you guys can watch it. Go check it out. It's funny. It's funny now. It wasn't necessarily the funniest thing at the time, but it's funny now. But go check that out. I'm not going to talk about that too much in this one because I have a full video about that. But let's just say it was a first date. We went out to dinner. That was crap. And then he wanted to go to a club, and I was like, sure, why not? Because you're boring to talk to. So we went to a club, and I, like an idiot, left my purse in his car with my phone, my car keys, my house key, all my keys, my wallet, everything. I just put my ID in my pocket and walked in. I was stupid. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. But I did, and we got back. The purse was gone. And I was like, oh my God, freaking out. And he was like, you can just stay with me. You can just stay with me. I think we all know where that was trying to go. And yeah, come to find out, my BFF drove. She came to get me. It was an hour drive, maybe a little more. She came to get me, bring me my spare keys. We went by the club right before they closed, asked if anybody had found a purse, and lo and behold, they had, and it had all of my belongings inside. So, you be the judge of that. But anywho, hookup horror stories. Okay, I've got a funny one, and I'm not going to name names in this for the sake of not naming names in these, but hookup horror stories. I've got one for you. Okay, so I guess this isn't, I don't know. We weren't really like dating. We were hanging out a lot. And you know, I was young. I was early 20s. Like, I had just gotten divorced, and that is for another chit chat story, but I had just gotten divorced. Yes, I got married way too young. And we had gone out to the club with my best friend and her boyfriend at the time. And we didn't want to drive all the way back home, so we decided to stay in a hotel. And so they had a room, we had a room. Well, me and this guy that I had been hanging out with a lot, we ended up hooking up. We were in the shower and we were a little tipsy and things got a little off kilter and we ended up falling out of the shower. The shower curtain just ripped that down. Almost had to go to the emergency room because, like, you know, you're wet and you fall out of the shower. It was a mess, okay? Yeah, that relationship, I don't know if you could even call it a relationship, but that ended up going south because I found out some things and was like, no, but I mean, you know, it was fun while it lasted. Also, always use protection. I'll throw that out there since that the topic of this story is hookups. Let's see. Oh, okay, so this one isn't, you know, going all the way. This is just a little making out, but there was this guy, he DJ'd at a club. He was not, oh my God, I feel bad doing this because I'm afraid they'll end up watching it, but he was not the most attractive guy ever. He wasn't my type. He was very, very nice, but he, you know, I could tell he was into me, and, you know, he was friend zoned extremely hard. Girls, I think we all can relate. You know, there's always like that guy that's super nice. He checks some boxes, but like, as far as like chemistry goes, it's just not there. I got incredibly drunk and ended up making out with him. It was awful. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible for so many reasons, because after that he thought he actually had a chance. So that was my bad. That was wrong of me. I shouldn't have done that. And yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and warn you. Don't do that. Don't do that to guys. I was young and I was stupid and I didn't care about anybody else's feelings. I just was trying to have a good time and only cared about myself. I was very selfish. Don't be like that, ladies. Like, it's not a good look. We are no longer friends. I haven't talked to him in forever. And he was a really great guy. So, you know, I'm just saying, don't be like me. Learn from me, but don't be like me. All right? Let's see. Oh, I got one for you. I guess these are kind of not just like one night stands or whatever, but okay, so I was dating my best friend's brother, and before you even get started, she was all for it at first, but we started dating, and you know, we dated for a while. Next thing you know, I guess one day she just decided she just wasn't for it anymore. So we just stopped talking. She just stopped talking to me. And I'm like, what did I do? You know, like, but whatever. So he ends up moving in with me. We're living together. Guys, like, he was clingy. He was so clingy. He would follow me. I would go to my mom's, and I don't know if he just didn't trust that I was going where he thought I was going, but he would drive past my mom's house, and he drove a very obnoxiously colored vehicle, and it was loud. It had very loud exhaust pipes. I could hear it before he even drove by. I could hear the pipes coming, and I would look out the window, and there he is, and he would drive back, and he would drive back by, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So, I mean, he was getting super duper clingy. I was over it. But at the same time, I was like, okay, this is a touchy situation because he is my at one point, best friend's brother. And like, if I just like dump him, I don't want to start any shit. But at the same time, she already hates my guts right now. So whatever. He ended up like, I don't know what he did. I can't remember, but he did something to make me extremely aggravated. And I was just like, get out. We're done. We're done. Which was the best thing ever, because he was like, I think he was trying to get like married and stuff. And at the time I was like, nah, man, I ain't here for that. I ain't trying to do all that. No. So anywho, before we break up though, I had gone out to a club with some coworkers. At the time I was still doing hair. I had gone out to a club with some coworkers, and lo and behold, who is there? My once best friend, my boyfriend's sister. We were not doing anything. We went out. One of my coworkers was supposed to be meeting a guy she had been talking to. She wanted us to come so she didn't get murdered. And he brought his friend. There were 3 of us there. We met up with them. We were hanging out. There was no romantic anything whatsoever. But I go to the bathroom. Okay? And she like corners me at the bathroom and starts telling me she's going to beat my ass, like meet her outside. And I'm like, we were best friends. We lived together. We slept in the same bed most nights because we didn't want to sleep alone. Like, what is going on? Still to this day, I have no idea what her beef was. We since made up after that, and all of that, but still. And so then her friend comes over, which I'm not gonna lie, she's a whack job, all right? She's one of those that will friend you on social media one day and then the next day send you a message and talk about how she hates you and then block you. And then a week later, she does it again. Like, she's one of those. And so she comes over and I'm like, great, I'm about to get jumped at the bar. She starts accusing me of cheating on her brother. And I'm like, I'm just at a bar with some friends that I work with. And so, I mean, obviously nothing happened, but, you know, horror story. Because I am not a fighter, guys. I am not a fighter at all. That's not me. I am that person that's like, no. Like, you punch me one time, I'm probably going to die just from the sheer shock of my body getting hit. Like, I've never been in a fight. Not like in a physical fight, and never plan on getting in one. Like, that's just not my journey. It's not my journey, guys. Speaking of not being a fighter, I've got another horror story, and this isn't even a hookup. Well, yeah, we did make out, but in high school, there was this couple. They were that couple that were like on again, off again, constantly. You never knew if they were dating or if they were not dating. And I did not have a lot of girlfriends in high school. I just don't get along well with women, girls, females, however you want to put it, very well. I just don't. I never have. I am more one of the guys. I will sit down and drink a beer and talk crass, and like, that's just more my personality, rather than sitting there and gossiping about other girls or being catty or anything like that. Like, that's just not my thing. So anyways, I would hang out with her boyfriend on the weekends because she was younger than us. She couldn't leave her house as often. Her parents were a little bit more strict. And so I would hang out with him. Yes, we did make out. I don't know if they were dating or not. Okay, who can keep up with their crap? But one day, I grew up in a small town. Okay, we didn't have a lot to do, so we would go to the parking lot, which was a giant parking lot, and we would just park in the parking lot after school or on weekends. And other friends, like, it'd just be a big group of cars. We'd be walking around. We'd be chit chatting, playing music. I guess the cops really liked it because they could watch us really easily. You know, we're all right there. So anyways, I'm chilling, and all of a sudden she comes speeding up in her mom's minivan. And she gets out and she's like, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Stop talking to my, I'm not gonna say his name, all this stuff. And I'm like, what the, no. So thankfully somebody like pulled her back and was like, stop, y'all ain't gonna fight about nothing, like get out of here. And she left. But another situation where it's like, I'm not here to fight, especially over a dude. No guy is worth fighting over. No, not at all. So let's see, I have tons. Not tons, okay? Not tons, but I did hook up with a really good friend's, okay, well, it was my best friend's, the one that previously wanted to kick my butt. I hooked up with a dude that she had been in love with for ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And if she watches this, she's going to think it's a certain person, and I will never say who it is, though the name will never come out of my mouth. But we did hook up when she was pissed off at me, and I purely did it out of spite. I did. This video isn't making me look very good, is it? But, yeah, it was awful. Awful. Terrible. It was terrible. Yeah. Oh, so senior trip, high school senior trip. This is the last one I'm going to tell, and then we're going to wrap up this video. High school senior trip. Me and my BFF, we went to Hawaii for, our little thing. All the other kids from our class were like going to Cabo and like Cancun and all this stuff, and we were like, no, we're going to Hawaii. So me and her, we went to Hawaii. We end up meeting this group of guys, and you know, we're in high school, we're stupid. It's a wonder we didn't get murdered, but we didn't. I'm still here. So do as I say, not as I do. But we ended up going off with these guys, meeting up with them, just me and her. No one else knew where we were. Again, the fact that our bodies aren't floating dead in that ocean somewhere, I am surprised. But we meet up with them, and one of them, he was a cute dude. So, we're making out, and he goes to suck on my lip, and he had like a small, I guess he had like a small gap between his teeth or something, but when he went to go suck on my lip, I thought he had cut my lip open, okay? Oh my gosh, his teeth, I don't know, felt like he had just ripped my face open. And it was one of those where it was like hard for me to not just be like, what are you doing? Because it was so insane. But never in my life have I had that happen since or before then. But yeah, I want that's the last one I'm going to do. I could do more. If you guys want to see a part 2, I'm sure I can do a part 2. I want to hear your hookup horror stories in the comments down below. Also, I want to preface this with saying the amount of people that I've actually slept with can be counted on 2 hands, okay? It's in the single digits, and I was married to 2 of them, okay? I just want to go ahead and throw that out there before anybody's like, oh my gosh, which we shouldn't be shaming women for any of that anyways. Like, you choose what you do with your body. She can choose what she does with hers, and she can choose what she does with hers. I mean, whatever journey you are on and whatever you choose to do it safely. Take care of yourself, protect yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation that could be dangerous. And then everybody else, like, we're not judgy here, okay? We're not judgy here. If I see one comment down below that's judgmental of anyone else, you're gone, you're done, okay? I just want to throw that out there. With that being said, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And keep, the lookout for more of these on Tuesdays. I don't know what time I'm going to post these, probably later in the day, but I'm not sure. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe before you go and leave me those juicy comments so I can read through them after this video goes live. I will be in the comments down below. I will be chatting back, so be down there, meet me there. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.